Hello, this is Sarah. In my previous video, I shared with you some ideas about how to introduce new languages to children. On this video, I'm going to focus on specifically the language box, which I mentioned in that video. And what it is a set of activities that you can use with your little one in order to introduce them to new language. The language box is something that you would do it yourself. It's a simple box where you would put some classical games such as memory or some flashcards, and you could use those as activities for learning a new language. Even if your child is not learning, they might be speaking multiple languages, and this set of activities might help improve in one language versus another. All the printables that I'm using in this video were taken from geocom4kids.eu. This is a website dedicated to making language learning fun, and it has a set of free resources, amongst which these printables that I'm using here. The first activity is a set of flashcards for counting from 1 to 10, and what I did, I chose the Italian one, and there are some animals, and it's written, the number is written in the card. And what my daughter has to do is she has a set of round buttons, and she has to place as many as the number that is shown on the card. Since the objective is to stimulate her language, what we do is we talk about the numbers in Italian, how to count from 1 to 10, and we also talk about the animals represented in the card and how it is said in Italian. In this way, you are guiding her play, you are putting elements of language, however, is not focused mainly on language. Another activity could be to use classical memory games, but to use them for building more vocabulary. So you can have different sets of memory games with different objects. For example, you can have thematic memory games like with food, with animals, or anything that you think that your child needs some more vocabulary in it. And what you do is you play a classical memory game, but the extra rule is once you open the two cards with the same object, you have also to say the name of the object. You might have a memory around your house, however, I prefer to keep that memory with this kind of play separated, and that's why also this concept of language box. Finally, the last activity is a translation activity. So you have the same set of cards, and let's say the yellow ones are in Italian and the pink ones are in French. What your child needs to do is, if you have laid down the yellow ones, they have to match the same cards with the pink one, but also to say the name in French in this case. And then you can switch and do it the other way around. So you can have your child match the Italian cards instead, and therefore have them say the words in Italian rather than in French. This was all from me. If you have any suggestions on how to introduce new languages to children through play, please leave them below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.